Hi, I'm Jared Fry, General Manager of Medina TV, and we're here to talk Meadows Turkey Bowl. And joining me now is one of the captains of the teams, Keith Hughes. Keith, welcome.
Thank you, Jared.
And first, before we start talking turkey in the bowl here, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do outside of the Turkey Bowl?
Okay, well, I'm a CPA, so I do tax and accounting work for a firm here in Medina, Dyer Hughes Roche, and lived up in Medina all my life, but so it's been nice the last 10 years. I've been worked out of my hometown.
Yeah, very nice. So now what got you involved into the Turkey Bowl?
Well, a good friend of mine had been in the Turkey Bowl for a handful of years. A friend went to high school with, Matt Lanier, and he had played in it for a couple years, so I knew of it from him, but not much about it. And then I had kind of talked to him about, hey, how can I get involved here? And he got me introduced to Mike, and when there was a year that there was an opening, Mike talked to me about what the game really means in terms of the game within the game. And I was all in. So back in 2010 was my first year.
Okay, so this will be your fourth.
This will be my fourth year.
And now already stepping up to the role of captain?
Yeah, last year actually I was captain. Mike asked me to take on the role of captain, and I was glad to do it. And it turned out well. We've drafted a good team, and hope to retain our team and.
Yeah, so no pressure. Your first year as captain, you come away a champion. So you know.
First year as captain became as champion. So looking to repeat, which is not easy, right?
So I guess that kind of leads perfectly into the next question. As a captain, do you feel like there's extra pressure or things that you got to accomplish?
Well, I thought about that last year when Mike asked me, but I guess I looked at it and I didn't think of it as extra pressure, but extra responsibility. And I think just being more vocal, doing things like this, which I didn't do as a non-captain, but just promoting the event, promoting what the event really means. And then, of course, part of the game, there's a responsibility as well, but I'm happy to do it.
Now, in terms of that, okay, that's the mental side of things, preparing that. Anything you do special on the physical side of things to get yourself ready for game day?
The short answer is no. Although I always think about it come October. I should start throwing the ball a little bit. I should start jogging, getting familiar. And then what ends up happening is I don't. And then I show up and I play. And then I'm sore for a few days after, for sure.
So now, of course, after last year, the success and then in playing in the games, what goals have you set for your team for this year?
Well, our goal is to win again in terms of the game. In talking to our teammates, I want to talk to them here soon and talk about, are we all pulling together the best we can to raise funds for the real main issue, which is Saint Vincent DePaul. Now,
they say in some cases, true money will win a championship. Who are you going to try to purchase to win a championship, and do you have your eye on any specific type of players? Other than yourself, since you're co-MVP last year.
Yeah, the way I understand it, the defending championship team gets to keep their roster. And so we're going to have the roster intact that won it last year. So my thought going into this is, let's use our money to keep the guys we have. And we have, some special guys on our team, some great players, some longtime contributors. So if we can keep the same team we have, I think we'll be just fine. Worked last year.
Yeah, definitely. Why mess if it's not, if it's not broke? Why try to fix it? Right?
Exactly.
Now, I guess you talked a little bit about. Why don't you touch a little bit about the game inside the game? I know a lot of guys have referenced that as we've been talking, and just kind of talk about that aspect of it.
Great question. The game within the game, as Mike refers to it, is truly taken on, a special meaning to all of us, not just the players, and it's not just to raise money to build a good team, to buy a team, and how the auction works. It's really to help the needy. And on a draft night, the day before Thanksgiving, we have a lot of people that speak in terms of what the purpose of the game within the game is and what Saint Vincent DePaul really does for people. And that just really gets people motivated, and especially fast forward into the next year, to really raise the money.
And that's what it's all about. And that's, of course, I've been trying to promote, they go to medinaturkeybowl.com to click on a link of their favorite player and make their donation, as well as just contact any of you, I'm sure, to do that.
Right.
And I know there's always a little competition out there to try to be the top person in fundraising. How's that battle compared to the battle on the field?
It's similar. I mean, I've seen some really creative ways. Guys get groups together at bars and have certain nights where they raise money, which is, again, at the end of the day, it's very successful. It all goes to one organization, no matter who raises the money. And as we saw last year, I mean, I think the team with the highest dollars did not win the championship. So, but again, everyone did what they could and brought money to the table. And in the end, we raised $126,000. And I mean, it's just grown by leaps and bounds every year. And we hope to at least match it by $1 again like last year.
Yeah, and of course that all can't be done without the boosters and the people making those donations. So
Correct.
Do you have a message you'd like to say to your boosters?
The message to my boosters will be thank you for your support in prior years. A lot of them have stepped up multiple years. This is my 4th year doing it. and a lot of the boosters that I had last year had done it 2 or 3 years in a row with me. I hope they'll make it a fourth, at least most of them. But I think, just think about, where do you want your dollars to go for the greater good? And there's a lot of good that this organization does right here in Medina.
And there just seems to be a flood of memories on and off the field that happen with this event every year. What is probably your fondest memory in the 4 years that you've been at the Turkey Bowl?
Good question. The first year I played it, I think will always be special. And in that year, I played a combination of different roles, and I was all over the place. And I do know that after that, I took my kids down to Memphis to visit my brother for Thanksgiving, and we drove in the car all day after playing. And so I was really sore the next day after being in the car. But I think last year was certainly special. We had a group of guys that we won the championship game. But as I reflect back on the 4 years, our team has won the championship once. But after every final game of every year, everyone's walking around smiling, happy, because they know when we present that big cardboard check to Saint Vincent DePaul, we all did a lot of good for this year. So.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's a wonderful program, and it's wonderful that everyone takes part of it in such a good manner, and you guys improve every year. That's what's astounding about the process.
And I'd like to give a lot of credit to Mike Meadows. I mean, he's really our quarterback of the organization. He spearheads everybody. He gets everybody engaged and enthused about doing it. And he's a great leader for what the ultimate goal is. So.
And now I guess the last question to kind of end on a little fun. You were co-MVP in 2012. And any pressure or goals to obtain that goal again?
Oh God, if we could just do the same thing again. So the individual goals, I mean, as I've always looked at those, they happen that's just a result of good things happening. So if we just all go out there, and I wasn't out there trying to become MVP, but we won and we all did successful, and it just happened. And so there's been plenty of good MVPs, and who knows if I will be this year, but want our team to win and have fun and not get hurt.
Well, best of luck to your team this season, and best of luck on draft night hanging on to those players, because I'm sure there'll be some hot commodities out there.
We're going to do our best.
So wish you the best enough. Thank you very much for your time. And again, if you want to check out to donate or help out, you can go to www.meadowsturkeybowl.com and make your donations. Click on any of your favorite players, and of course, come out and support the game on Thanksgiving morning.